This will be new. We'll give her a minute. I have to move everything off Discord onto YouTube. That's going to be good fun. If I sound like I'm slurring, I picked a cracking day to get 1.5 fillings fixed. So if I sound like drunk or anything, I've got half a tongue and half a mouth. Oh god. Yeah, picked the ideal day. So lunch was a banana. That's good fun. Hello Z, all the names. It's hard because we see so many people. I used to know everyone by name individually in SourceSheets, but as it's grown, there's so many people that don't necessarily speak and getting involved, which is fair because as it's moving to more of a service than community stuff, I get it. Yeah, and I used to like knowing everyone, but it's beyond me now. So we're just gonna jump straight in. So most people know SourceSheets from Discord side of things. We're on. Make sure everything's muted. So the service we still offer, was daily analyzed sheets. Well, the meat of it, what we offer. Daily analyzed sheets for stores. Mark everything as red, get everything gone. So, where are we? On these do, yeah. Which we can view. We open the sheet. Previously, it used to just be the download. Version 1, we used to do download raw data. Version 2, we do the download match data a lot better. And then we launched the web viewer, which has made everything so much nicer. We go onto a Cogito sheet. Where are we? Supplier image. This is being fixed just now. So Cogito changed one thing on their back end, and we're now pulling a number instead of an image, which is great. So they don't tell us when they make changes; they just do it. On the picture, yeah, that's why. Even though I've got grey hair now, the pink hair picture, that's still my go-to because people just can't forget it. People cling onto it for some reason. So we launched the web viewer. Lovely. This was a game changer for me. So previously, I was opening the sheets. Is Discord gone? Downloading sheets. Have a look. And this was how I was sourcing. How people used to source. Sales per month, maybe sort the columns by sales per month. It was fine, it works, but it wasn't what we wanted. We launched a web app, or the viewer, sorry. So much nicer. We're able to put profit and VAT registered. Let's do profit is greater than 0.5. Go. And now we're showing only items with more than 50p profit. That's about my normal. That's how I'd normally source 50p profit. I don't necessarily set like a minimum ROI, stuff like that. Doesn't bother me. I'd rather see products and then make a choice. So to take what we've done, the existing stuff that's on Discord, the web view and everything, and take it that one step further, we've got our web app. So I know a lot of people have been playing with this. There's a lot of stuff that's common. You can tell little things. There's little drop down. There's little hints of things that are coming. the first thing when you log into the web viewer is to link your Amazon account. That's more future proofing than anything. There's so much stuff planned that we want to do so that to enable sourcing. For example, at the moment, so we've got a viewer. Let's say we've got the buy list system. So if I add some stuff to buy list, let's say I'm interested in these things, I've analysed them. I'm not going to be going too deep into analysis stuff. It's not that sort of like video. We've got the buy list. Cool, I like them. At the moment, the buy list is more just you've done your sourcing of the sheet. You've made like a sub list of what you want. Cool. So we can export this as a CSV. You've got your data, you've got ASINs, you can work that. That's really good. But because I know as a seller, I know the pain points. If we add an extra button here or up next to the CSV, add to inventory, we can skip all of that. We can skip so many steps. Hello. So we can, rather than manually adding stuff to inventory, why not click a button and send it straight to Seller Central? Somewhere in SourceSheets settings, we could set it up so that you've got your SKU set up, all this sort of stuff. We can integrate with reprices. The reprices, we can tell them what your cost of goods is, can send it to them straight away. That's why, and there's a host of all other stuff. One of the core things that I wanted from the integration between seller accounts was if a product is on a sheet today, or let's say the last 7 days, that I've sold at some point, any point in my past 4 years now, I'd like to know. Because if a product I've sold is on a sheet and you tell me it's on the sheet, I've already deemed it in the past a good purchase. Regardless of cost of goods and all that sort of stuff, I've done the analysis. I've said, I like that product, I'm going to go ahead. So if I've sold it, half the battle's done. If I've sold it and it's now profitable again, tell me. So even though it'll be in a sheet somewhere, and I might come across them, I can't source from all the sheets. I don't look at every sheet every day. There's too many. So notification or an extra sheet or something of just products profitable today that you have sold in the past. That's simple to me. That's a no-brainer. That sort of stuff that we integrate. All this sort of stuff. Last 30 days, this is live. This is our actual sales. Last 30 days, we had a slow start of the month, and then we've ramped it right back up. So, just little basic data. We didn't want to go too mad. We didn't want to try and be like a seller toolkit. This is just overview, some little bits. Queue pressure, this is to do with custom scan. So, other little buttons, quick actions. We've got upload custom scan because our custom scanner is in the web app better than it was. Search for ASINs. So this is an interesting one. We'll get, so just open a random sheet. So if I get hold of this ASIN, and I put it in here, it tells me every sheet. I think this is the last 7 days. What date are we on? 4th. Okay, these dates. I'm going to screenshot this. These dates aren't correct, but the sheet names are. So we can see 28th, 27th, 29th, 30th, 31. This ASIN was on those sheets. So if this was like a lipstick, this might be a replen. So products that you like, yeah, products that you're in favour of. Well, I suppose that'd be part of the product is back in stock that you've sold. You could like whitelist, blacklist products. Tell me when this is on available. Tell me when I don't want you to tell me this. Yeah. So if this is like a lipstick, we've got loads of beauty stores and stuff like that. If it's available on like Cogita, Beauty Outlet, Notino, a few of them, Notino might have it for cheapest and they'll be at the top. Just another way to source. The data's there. It's just using the data in other ways. Get support. I think at the moment this opens up an email and link to Discord just because it's just nice. So the main stuff, there's so many tools in Discord that haven't been ported over yet. We're going to try and see what we can do. So the rerun tool, this is being implemented in. This is where SourceSheets members can trigger a rescan of a store. But No spoilers yet, but it might not be needed for what we're going to try and pull off. We're aiming to be able to pull data quicker than you'll need to refresh sheets. So we'll see how that goes. The stock SQLs, none of these are in. These are all available still to users in the actual Discord, but everything for now is still in here. Even the sheets, the scanner, everything is still in here. It'll be phased out slowly over time into the web app. So the main stuff, get rid of the boots. There's a handful of stores that haven't been ported over yet because they're being worked on. But rather than coming over here, coming down, one of the issue is we're at the point with Discord where we can't push it any further. So the reason there's SourceSheets 1, SourceSheets 2, these are our like core stores that we run every day. Discord limits a category to like 50 stores. So rather than this being all the stores in nice alphabetical order, it's split up into 2, which bothers me. So these are all still available. Everything's here daily as normal. But now we've got a nicer view of it. We've got search, like I said, you saw boots, boo, yeah, everything with boo in it, as you see. Sort by recently scanned, recently added, alphabetical. So recently scanned in the last hour. So this is our Cogita price drops in the last hour. We take all the price drops on Cogita for the last hour, scan them, turn them into a sheet. And the rest just sorted by recently scanned, alphabetical. Yeah, exactly as you'd expect. So we could look to separate these by category, but at the moment it's nice and tidy. It's just what we want. And we simply click on one to have a look. I love me some Notino. Give me Notino. So the tags, we'll go back. The tags, first of all, we've got new, added in the last 30 days. So everything's tagged as new because the web app launched within 30 days. The new tag will only show on sheets that have been added in the last 30 days once these ones tick over. Recently scanned in the last hour. A little insight into the roadmap that we're looking at is we're working on a list of verified ungateable stores. So stores that provide invoices that we know Amazon accept or have a high success rate. Like, ungating's a nightmare as it is. I could send an invoice in. We buy the same product, 20, 50 units, whatever you want to do. We could both send it in. Mine can get accepted and yours might not. Just Amazon being Amazon. So we're thinking, once we've got this stores down, so we won't be able to guarantee an ungate because no one can. But stores that we've verified, these stores are good for ungating. We can have like a little blue padlock icon here so that you know if a product, if Toy Town, for example, has the Ungate logo, you can confidently buy 10 units for, I don't know what Toy Town has, Barbie, Disney, Mattel, Funko, any of that sort of stuff, and take that invoice and use it to ungate. The knock-on effect of that is we can have it here. We could have an ungateable, or I wouldn't know, whatever we want to class that as, stores that allow ungate. We can then take that, we can do something like this for. We could have this and find an ungate, Mattel, and show products, hopefully profitable, so that we're not making a loss. Products that we can use to ungate from stores with a high ungate success rate. I'd use it. That's everything's based on what would actual sellers need and want. Everything's open to suggestion and change, like everything that we've ever made. All of this is built off suggestion and what we think is not so important people have screamed for. We're still working on. We used to do a sheet that was changed since last scan. So Toy Town stores, last scan this morning, we used to offer a second sheet. So this is all Toy Town products with our views, SPM, all that sort of stuff. We'll have a quick run over in a bit. And we used to generate a second sheet that was products that had been added or changed since October 1st. But it's just, it doubles everything. We can handle it on the back end, but it's just a bit messy to show. So we get to have a look at the meat. So give me Notino. I love Notino. They've been a bit iffy for a couple of months. I think the best I did was about £3,600 in a week. So just in case people haven't seen the web viewer, super simple. Columns, sheets, rows. So we got our data. We pull all of the product data, we match it to Amazon, we crunch the numbers for you, everything's analysed, everything's ready to go. My setup is currently VAT reg. Yeah, everything's set correctly. I've configured the columns. VAT registered, I use Celeramp, we can flip stuff up, we can change views. I've got VAT reg. This doesn't flag, or this doesn't stop stuff being displayed, it's just numbers. So we've got, like, you can see red, green. We don't hide anything. Nothing you can do unless you set it out with a filter will hide anything. We just adjust the display, make it so it's quite like tidy. So I've got my column set up. I love a really tidy, simple way of sourcing. So I don't have stock levels. I don't have Amazon categories or brands or any of this stuff. I have so much stuff turned off because I like to be able to see everything and know whether I want to source, like have a look at it quick. So all of this is customizable. We can move stuff. We can make stuff bigger, smaller, whatever we want to do. The keeper graph at the moment, this is the only column that can't be moved because of the way it's worked, because it's an image. So everything can be changed. We can click and drag all of this stuff. We can mix it up, see what we want to do. Keeper column's the only one that can't yet. And it's as simple as that. I always source. Click the little arrow to sort the columns. I always sort by sales per month. If we sort by profit, it's normally bring up some issues or some stuff that might just be a bit more crazy. So I sort by sales per month. I personally don't sell anything that's below 50 SPM. Sometimes, if I'm feeling a bit strict, 100 SPM. So we pull supplier product, same as what we've always done. We match it to Amazon, and then we just output what we've got. So I like to have the images quite close, so that first glance I'm looking, I can tell that this is a mismatch. This is where the supplier product, the EAN that we're pulling from Latino in this case, is matched to an ASIN successfully, so we output it. But the actual ASIN is using the incorrect EAN, or Latino have given us the wrong EAN. Either way around. So rather than hide this on your behalf, because we might hide a non-mismatch, it's displayed. We can tweak this. You can make it so that you have a stricter threshold of what you see. This is done by title. So we look at the two titles, all automated. And if our system believes that the two products aren't a match, we'll flag it as a mismatch. We don't hide it, we just flag it. I have a really slack view on it. So I'd rather have everything shown to me, all the potential mismatches, everything, than hide stuff automatically. Because everything's automated, we might accidentally hide something profitable. This, for example, some sort of hair mask. Hair mask, 100 or 1,000 mil. Seems like a good product, fair enough. £3.50 cost of goods, £9.49, £1.11 profit, 32% ROI. I've sold much worse than that. So this has been flagged as potential mismatch, and I'm confident to say that it's because of this fluid ounces. It's got 1,000 mil in it, but I think this fluid ounce will be throwing it off, and that's because we don't convert just yet fluid ounces to milliliters. If that fluid ounces wasn't in that title, I don't think we'd treat that as a mismatch. I think we'd be confident that is the right product. We use this as an example then. So I look, I go, I'm content, that's a match. I'll glance at titles. Okay, that's a match. I'm looking at ROIs. Yep, green across the board, that's what I like. I've got minimum 50 pence ROI set. Cool, or profit, sorry. So I can hover over the keeper graph. What are we on? It's about £8, £9 something. Yeah, £9.50. Pretty consistent. Cool with that. So I can click the row. This selects the row as our active row. 3 options. Open in Celeramp, because I've got Celeramp set as my software of choice. This will grow or decrease as we go, depending on what's on demand. So open in SellRamp, open in Amazon, add to buy list. We can click the links. So this opens in Amazon, just because you might, it's always good to open products up and have a look. This will open in a Tino. Cool. Always good to check this. Like I say, this isn't like deep source and stuff. This is just overview. But I'll glance at images, I'll look at titles, and then I'll look at the two. And then we can click open in SellRamp. We open it up and have a proper look. Again, like this isn't how to source. One sec. Hello, Adam. Yeah, so this is where people are going to be moving to. So the limits of where we've put Discord, it was always going to hit a point where we just couldn't do what we want with it. The fact that it lasted nearly 12 months and developed as far as it has is insane as it is. But the stuff we want and need to do now is why the web app exists. Plus, there's a lot of sellers who don't use Discord. They don't want to use Discord. They don't necessarily want the community side of the service. They just want a source, which is fair enough. Not everyone needs to. But I know a lot of people, when they land in Discord, even though like my background's IT, so I'm all over the place. I know what I'm doing. But being presented with this as, even though you might be a good seller, you might run a big business, this, you might not be into this. You might not know, you might not want to see any of this. So the web app is just it runs a lot quicker and speedier than Discord. Everything's here. You can click stuff, retailers, boots. Whereas on Discord, I'll have to scroll. I'd have to open Discord like on its own. That's the thing. Scroll, scroll, scroll. Boots. And then I'd have to come down to today and click the sheet and then open the sheet. It's just quicker. Like a big part of everything we do is speed. It's here. So yeah, we would just hit a limit of what the stuff that we want to do and the stuff that the service needs from us is why it was always going to move to its own standalone web app, or referred to as like a hub, a sourcing hub. The being on Discord was temporary, but I think we made it last. We did well. So we go back to SellRamp. So opening SellRamp is, if you select Buy Bot Go in preferences, this would be a different button. So I use SellRamp because I like it. And then I can do me analysis, proper analysis. I'm gated. Hopefully down the line, this sort of request ungate, we can have that sort of feature on a sheet. We'll see what happens. Another part of why linking the account is important. Yeah, I can do my analysis. One seller puts me off a little bit. No Amazon, lovely, gated, all your normal stuff. But yeah, fine product. I'd be a bit cautious making 31% is fine. £1, lovely. As I say, I've sold much worse than this, but that's like a litre. That's to me, that's counted as a heavy item. So I'd be a bit cautious with it. But it's right there. If I like it, cool. I'll add it to the buy list. Add it to buy list. Have a look. So the first things I'm looking at is images. I think this, if I'm to drill down a bit, this is what I do. Brown eyeliner, cool. I've sold all sorts of these. Rimmel London Pro, even though it's flagged as a mismatch, it's probably this 0.3 gram, 1.3 gram. This is a different product. Ultra fine pencil and brush, yeah. So that's why we flagged it as a mismatch. Pencil and brush. Fair enough. I don't touch perfume, not for me. But it's there. The basics are always the same. So there's a fair few mismatches. Like, oh well, let me get rid of all these perfumes. Yeah, so that's a match. Profit, not the best. A bit low for my liking, but yeah. I've sold plenty of these. Yeah. So this is a match, I can tell you this. So 300 mil, the reason we flag this as a mismatch is because there's no mention of mil in the Amazon title, and that'll be what's throwing it off. 728, £15, £1.42, 20%. Probably could do better, but that's why today. The speed, I'm not working the sheets to be as fast as possible to find products. I use the sheets to reject products as quick as possible, if that makes sense. So I'm not trying to find winners. I'm looking for reasons to not buy an item as quick as possible. That's my sort of analysis. Images, titles, then I'll look on the sides. We got some sort of lip balm. A little bit inflated. Yeah, that's all I do. My go-tos, Cogita, Latino, Apart from Dreams, so many. Well, I think a load got out of the other day. TG Hughes, Tools for Trade. Can't remember there was a third one. Can't remember what the third one was. But it doesn't have to be complicated. So, just a little quick brag. So, the price drops last hour. This is where we pull the data from our price drops. So, we got SourceSheets monitoring Cogita constantly. And on the hour, every hour, we output a sheet. This is like so many free leads. So, we take the price drops from the previous hour, we run them through our back-end analysis system, and we generate a sheet on the hour, every hour, 7 p.m, last one before 6 p.m. And this is just a custom sheet that shows the profitable products that sell from the last hour. So this is stuff that people might not be looking at. Products that have dropped in price that no one else is seeing. So let's have a quick look. Seems to be a good few. I'm already interested in this just for men. So, okay, we go from the top. Some sort of perfume. Again, I don't personally touch perfume. 3.4 ounce, cool. Vintage radio spray. Okay. Cogita's messing with the icons. So, $9.58 cost of goods, $11.50 including VAT. So this column, if this was a 2-pack, if the ASIN was a 2-pack and the supply was a 1, we'd show cost per unit 1, total cost 2, plus VAT if needed. It's one of the features. I know there's a few other tools out there that actively dismiss multi-packs, whereas if we can match 1, take this for example, if this was 1 and we can match it to an ASIN that is a 3-pack and there's profit on it, I'd like to know, because I'm not just interested in selling 1 for 1. I want to spread the risk out. So I'll buy 30 units, 10 singles, 5 doubles. Maths, but it's okay. I'll buy 29 units, 10 singles, 5 doubles, 3 3-packs, and spread the risk out. Send them all in if they're all profitable, of course. So I don't sell perfume, but 18%, £2. It's not that bad, but it does sell 400 times a month. SPM, cover this very briefly. So this SPM isn't based, it doesn't pull from SellerAmp or Keeper or any of those. This is our own internal sales per month. It's pulled from a number of points, and I've been using it for probably about 9 months since we started developing it. I found it to be about 98% accurate. I trust my purchases with our sales per month more than SellerAmp, Amazon's own. Just, I trust it enough to run my business through it. So, probably not the best, £2.09, but let's have a look. We'll do a quick little source. $11.50 cost of goods, including VAT. Buy box price, $21.87. Yeah, looks about right. So, again, everyone's business is different. This is 400, and what was it? 400 and, 1 second. 431 to make £2 profit per. Dangerous goods. Again, there's so many reasons I don't touch perfume. I don't touch these fancy brands. One seller. One FBM sell. The next FBA sell is 23. So we could maybe meet him. 23, 25. Creeping up. But it's not, I'm not looking at the row, each product, as my sole sourcing decision. It's just the middle ground between me sat on Cogita, like manually raw sourcing, and Selleramp or making that choice. So if I'm interested in something on the sheet, I'll take it to Selleramp. That's how I view the sheet. That's what I use them for. Let me see this because I want to know. T45 Touchy Grey. Yeah. 300 sales per month. Lovely. 396. This would be good for me. 396, including VAT. Buy box price is 13. It looks like it has been 13 forever. 64%, 75 in stock. So this is important to know how many's in stock, because if there's only 2 in stock, you might not want to take it so seriously. Okay, so in the last hour, this should have dropped in price on Cogita. I don't think I'm logged in on my Cogita on this browser. Yeah. So this would have dropped in price in the last hour to this price point. Ready for purchase. So, have a look. This might just be like a fine product. I always if I come onto a list, and this is just in general, there's only one seller on it. It's just Amazon just now, it's not bad. I'll just check seller counts. I like to know, is there a reason there's only one seller? It's basic source and stuff. So this is sat 300, what did we say? 318, so just over, that's the low estimate. So 318 minimum. It has been for 4 months, 3 months. 64% ROI. You buy that, I guarantee, sell that for a tenner. That'll fly out. 152. Maybe meet Amazon 12.50. And there's what? 75 in stock in Amazon in Cogita. SourceSheets 100. If you want discount on your first Cogita, there's a cheeky one for you. Use that discount code, get you some credit on your account. It's over 50%. 55% ROI. Can't complain. And it's just there. So products that other people are missing, or products that, because I know there's a number of services that deal with price changes, things like that. The extra step of analysis is the game changer. So I know the early days of SourceSheets, we were running our raw data through probably 15, 20 different scanners, trying to find one that we could use. And no one did it quick enough. I'll show you an example before I get carried away. So all of the retailers are in here. I'm not going to get too deep into sourcing. There's a cheeky couple of leads for you. If someone's picked up the Just for Men, there you go. There's 150 quid for you. So, like I say, so many features that still need to be ported over. The core, all the sheets, these are all live every day between 6 8 a.m. if there's no delays, and then on the hour every hour, Cogita price drops. So quick mention of Cogita. We run Cogita twice. So we've got all the Cogita makeup, all, we run it by category. Makeup, all, hair, all. So this is the entire Cogita inventory category for that product. Matched and a sheet, just as we've seen so far. All there, the entire inventory. Anything that is over 1 SPM and 1% ROI we include, and then you can set your own filters. If you don't want to see stuff that's 10% ROI, set a filter. ROI, VAT, greater than 30. This will be a bit cheeky, this. There we go. So this is, sheet are we on? Hair, Cogita, hair, all. That image is being fixed just now. This is every product on Cogita hair. with over 30% ROI in stock, ready to go, sorted by SPM. So what's this, 2000 SPM? It's the same one. So is that is cheaper than Notino. We were just looking at this on Notino for $3.50. Sourced it from Cogita, £2.62. Easy as that. Just made yourself an extra quid. There's more data. It's more sheets and products than I can sit and analyze. It's just too much. I used to try and at least glance through every sheet every single day. I just can't do it anymore. Stock available. Don't dismiss stuff that's got 58, 42, because we can take that 42. If this is a good product, we make that our leading product. Doesn't look too bad. 84% ROI. We might come onto Cogita, put that in our basket, and need more to meet the MOQ. If the minimum order value is about 500 quid and that's 300 quid, we need to top it up. Conveniently, scanner has already been imported. So, because this the scanner is where you can set your custom scans, price lists, wholesale sheets. If you want to really go mad, this can take ASINs. I'm not going to go too much into that. If you were to have a list of products from, say, France that sell well, you can run the custom scanner and see what sells well on that list of ASINs, maybe from Keeper. In the UK, I love EU sourcing. It's one of my favourite things. Little hint. VAT registered. I'm VAT registered, so yeah. New scan. Okay. Where are we? Catalogue for seller. So I've downloaded this previously. This is just a random seller on Cogita. We get their inventory. We download it. So if I've got 500 quid in my basket and I need £1,000, the order needs to be £1,000. I need to find £500 of profitable products for just that supplier, which the big sheets aren't good for. So we download the supplier's inventory. We upload it into a SourceSheet scanner, barcode, GTIN, simple as this. Everything's nice. I like a simple life. Simple. Title, name, cost, price including shipping. These values are the headers on the Cogita sheet. VAT included, tick box. So I know Cogita sheets don't include VAT, so we leave that unticked. Continue. What do I want to see? So these are the columns on the sheet. So what do I want? This is so product link, category, brand, unit inventory. Just tick them all. This is so if there's a column on the sheet that the scanner doesn't need, we can pass it through to the end product. Go. So now this is my moment of truth where I have to back up the claims. So scan started 2039. So not, oh, there you go. So probably 15 seconds. So 550 products on sheet, 707 matched to ASIN, 34 errors. So what this means, we've taken those 550 products. It's always a relief when the scan works as it should. That's an acceptable time to me. That's pretty standard. Not 20 minutes, 30 minutes waiting like we used to do. We've taken those 550 GTIN numbers, matched it to ASINs. We've got 707 ASINs, 34 errors. Error refers to when we can't match a EAN, GTIN to an ASIN. Let's have a look. Okay, so it's a little bit different. The input sheet, we don't have the supplier image because the sheet didn't contain a link to the image. So this is my private scan. If I've got half a basket on Cogita, I've ran this. This isn't a public sheet. This is private to me. No one else can see this. There's no way for it. So if you've got relationships with wholesalers, relationships with suppliers, and you don't want that to be revealed to anyone, your private scans are private to you. So let's have a look what we got. This is just, I didn't vet this at all. This is just a random supplier. We'll find something from them. Same setup. ASIN, titles, images, everything we want. Sales per month, cost. We knew that the cost didn't include VAT, so we've added it on. Buy box price, profit, ROI, category and brand. So I've not set on this browser my preferences. So let's have a look. Columns, wrong one. Good little way to show this an example. So I don't care about these three. Category, brand, unit. These are pulled from Amazon. So Amazon categories, some people want to know all the data. So I'm going to hide category, brand, and unit. I clicked the wrong ones. Oh no, I ticked them. Okay, the reason I can't hide them is because when setting the scan up, I ticked them to be shown. Ignore me. So I can come on here and find not necessarily the other £500 of winning top products. The first £500 that I settled on is the 500 quid. That's my most important 500 quid. This second 500 is just to meet that minimum order value. So I'm not looking for stuff that's break even. I still would like to try and make a profit where I can. Just find something as an example. 26% still do. Milkshake, I know, I'm pretty sure Milkshake's a brand that we can't touch. Down the line as we go, we'll be able to blacklist brands. We don't want to do it on your behalf. This is the issue. If a brand is prone to IP and I'm super strict, I'm not as lazy as I used to be, so I don't do. If I know something's a risky purchase, I don't touch it. But newer sellers, just to get them sales in, might. So we don't want to automatically hide this sort of stuff. But I might want to hide this. So the brand is milk_shake. So I should be able to blacklist the brand and hide it from my results. Another just some of the little quality of life. Yeah, if we pretend this wasn't like a risky brand. 400 sales per month. This looks like normally, this looks like it's the fallback. So normally we're a lot more accurate. This is the minimum sales per month. So 958, including the VAT. Buy box price. Everything's based off buy box just now. Going to be implementing some changes. So it's 30 days, 90 days, and buy box. Again, more data to make those choices. 26%. That's fine. If I needed a quick 500 quid, this sells well enough. These numbers are good enough that I'd consider selling it just to top it up. I'd need to buy what, 50? No. What's the maths? 10. Long day. Tooth dentist. I'd need 500 quid, 50 bottles to meet that minimum order value. Regardless, ungay, bad brand, whatever. Let's pretend it's nice. Consistent sales, all that sort of stuff. Do your checks. If you're happy that that is enough of a product to get that minimum value up, because you just want that first half of the inventory, we could use that. I can then take this. I can go back to Cogita. I can add it to the basket I've already got half of. Get it in. Get locked in. Oh, I saw it. So much speaking all the time. The core stuff is still here. So there's no way at the moment for us to re-trigger scans. We can do it in Discord. We've got our / where are we? Rerun. So inside the Discord, SourceSheets members can trigger a rescan of a sheet. So if the sheet, say, boots, hasn't been updated since 8 AM, 9 AM when we run it, and you're sat down at 4 PM in the afternoon, rerun boots, and it'll update on the front page. Recently scanned, it'll be here, new sheet. Cogita is being separated into categories so that we can run it. We can't run it through the web app just now, but it's going to be on its way. Maybe. If we run the sheets as often as we want, we won't need to. If you want an up-to-date Cogita information, you can go on Cogita and download the entire category and run it through the scanner. This doesn't have to be just for Cogita supply and inventories. This is wholesale price lists, brands that you work with, throw them in, or download an entire category of Cogita and throw it in. It shouldn't be too far off this time. It used to take about a minute, 90 seconds for about 300,000 products. This is normal for us now. 10 to 30 seconds, a minute. If it's a big chunky sheet, a minute. And then you'll be ready to go. You're sourcing. Whereas I know for a fact other scanning tools will still be getting warmed up. There's no, your results won't be ready. I'm sourcing whilst your scan's still preparing. And that's the thing. So, partners, this page is being worked on. As you know, we work with a number of brands, suppliers, mentors, just one mentor at the moment, who we know offer quality service. So this is being worked on. This is just like a little placeholder for the minute. Poor seller will get cut off. So we're going to break this down into category and what they offer. And then if there's a discount available to SourceSheets members, we'll include it with a link. Make sure everything's there. That's the core of the web app. It's super early. It's the foundation of what we want. Yeah, it's pretty much it. I'm not gonna waffle too much because it's what I do. I'll chat on and on. If there's any questions or anything at all, or suggestions, all of this is built off suggestions that we're always open to. I have noticed that my phone's been going mad, so fire away, whatever you want to know. Well, I catch up with a couple of people. That's fine. There's more stores. The next step in terms of what we want to add is to be able to link buyers. I'm not going to try and give too much away. Link buyers to wholesalers and distributors. Similar to what Cogita do, but we don't want to be part of the transaction or payment or anything like that. Whereas when you place an order on Cogita, your money goes to Cogita and then they do their thing. Love Cogita. We're a big partner with them. We were on a call with them today showing their staff how to use our scanner because they know how good the scanner is. So we don't want to see anyone's money. We don't want to be part of the order process. But we know that what we've got can link buyers to suppliers to speed up purchases, to give better purchase decisions 100 times over. We know, for example, what's the supply? MDA Toys, not really a wholesaler, Kraken Frungating. We speak to them, we build the relationship with them, and we provide a sheet every day for them. We can then enable SourceSheets members to, if you need a trade account or a relationship with them, we can ease that transition. If suppliers aren't willing to work with Amazon sellers for any reason, we can take the brunt of that. We can build the relationship and usher in the sellers to or buyers to the seller. Hopefully overcome that sort of stuff. That's a little teaser of where we're going. But yeah, the web app is solid purely for the scanner alone. If I'd have had this scanner 18 months, 24 months ago, SourceSheets would have flown for us to be able to scale to where we are. The scanner alone, I know we have a number of sellers, number of SourceSheets members who run their entire business just off Cogita. You see the Cogita inventory. They run their entire business just off Cogita using our scanner. If you can run an inventory in 15 seconds, you can't even go and make coffee. You've got no downtime. Yeah, that's where we're at. It's super simple. The changes and developments are going to go fast. It's not relevant to the UK guys. A guy from France messaged us today because he wants access to the scanner to analyze cognitive inventory for to Amazon.fr, which is super exciting. So we'll see what we can do with that. I think that's pretty much it. I'm not gonna waffle. It's what I do. I ramble and I chat, and it's what I do. So fire away if you've got questions, anything you want to suggest or hit us with. We're always available. The Discord is always going to be there. The suggestions are always open. It doesn't have to be hard. My business, I think I'm coming up to November 21 is when we started our Amazon business. So 4 years we're coming up to. And I left the NHS December 23. The fact that it needs to be simple has got me this far. That's what I do. And that's the ungating stuff. It was so nice. It's doable. Our big worry is someone places an order from a padlock, and I vision the icon being blue, and it's an unlock padlock, nice and easy. We could even have a green padlock, a yellow padlock, and a red padlock, maybe. But I think we can get it pretty soon. I know that feature in itself is massive and hugely in demand. The state of ungating in Amazon is chaos just now. There's my personal story that I always come back to. We bought 10 Casio calculators from Viking Direct, online stationery store, who are a go-to for ungating. And I got rejected 16 times. Same invoice, same message, same everything. So I know the state of it, especially for newer sellers. It's brutal for new sellers just now. But I wouldn't expect it days or like weeks. But it's one of the features that is pretty high up on the list. Just even being able to go to this front page, click a button, and search. I nearly said Bosch. I can't even begin to spell. Mattel, Bosch, and receive. Let's grab. Yeah, we'll grab another toy I want to be able to get a list of. I've broken it every time. Oh, I'm just going to click in. Here we go. So if we pretend that this is Mattel, if this was £2, if we say Mattel, we can replace this with Spider-Man stickers, cost of goods 50p. I can go it's a ungate source. I can go and take the hit, 50p, 10 units. Our worry is if Amazon start rejecting that supplier or rejects it for you. But I think people know that that's part of the game. People know ungating's terrible. This can just help. Like I say, 16, most people that I speak to, my Casio experience would send the invoice in, get rejected, and then fall apart. 16 attempts. It was weeks. Back and forth, banging the cases back into Amazon. At one point, we just ended up sending the same copy-paste message to the same case, opening it over and over and over again with the same invoice. We didn't adjust the invoice. We didn't do anything. We didn't point to stuff. Same invoice, same text. Just throw it in. I want to know if anyone's bought this yet. Yeah. There you go. It's as simple as that. I'm going to run before it's over an hour because I could sit and talk all day. There's so much stuff on its way. There's so much stuff we want to do. And so much stuff when we move from Discord onto this hub, this web app, that we can do. The little example, little teasers. I love it. So, by list, let's say that you're a big business and you and your VA both use SourceSheets because there might be some sort of like VA subscription on the way where We link your account and your VA's account together. They source for you. And then maybe they can export the buy list somehow, so that you can then vet that. So rather than you sat working the big sheets, thousands and thousands of products, they turn those sheets into small sheets, which you then assess. There's so much that we can do when not constrained by Discord. Discord's done its job and it's been wonderful, and the community and stuff have built this to no end. But what we can do, the development side of things, there's not much that we can't do with it. Like we've already shown, the scanner's a simple point. The fact that the scanner can receive, analyze, and give you a sheet back in sub 20, 30 seconds is the tip of the iceberg. There you go. I'm going to run away. It's so close to 1 hour. I've still got half a numb mouth. I've got half a numb tongue, so that's good fun. Give us a message. The 50% off the first month isn't going anywhere. We don't like to give trials or anything just because we think that's a disservice to members as it is. But we'll see how it goes. We were discussing some sort of like 3-day pass. That sort of thing could be good. There you go. I'm always available. Messages and calls. If people want to get started, we're working on a new seller onboarding guide, which will guide you through, hopefully help you place an order, how to use the sheet, how to analyze products, what discounts or tools to use, because it doesn't have to be hard. If running the Amazon business had to be hard, I wouldn't still be here. Years later, I'd have crumbled. Nice and easy. Simple. Take it easy. I'm running away. Thank you for tuning in. It means the world to be able to share what we've got. And we know people are really excited for it. And it's so rewarding to see people have great success with it. I think that means the world to us because we know it works. There you go. All right. I'll see you guys in a little while. Thank you for tuning in. It's been good fun. See you soon.